The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now, in this very room. You can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth.
What truth?
That you are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind.
Hello, and this video is about the UK rapper Stormzy. I don't want to have a long introduction or give a biography about who he is, because I'm sure we all know who he is, and there's a lot of stuff to unfold within this video, so I'm going to go straight in and get into it. Now, this is just another actor within the industry that is serving a purpose and is used to make people believe that he's one of us. People will say that, you know, he's paid for tuition fees and for students and like helped out with whatever the things he's doing. But, you know, I always like to reference the WWE, using them as an example. Probably use them in majority of my videos because it's just, you know, the perfect analogy for it. Or is these guys have to provide good and bad people in our media, who are the pawns that control what we think, what we say, what we do, and they have to provide good and bad. You know, WWE, they have good guys that the crowds love, and they have the bad guys that the crowd boo, and they fight each other and have their fake storylines or scripted storylines. But despite whether they are good or they are bad, they are all paid by the same employer, Vince McMahon. Well, when I was watching it, they are all paid by the same person, whether they're good, whether they're bad, whether you like this guy, whether you like that guy, whether this guy is the truth or whether that guy is the truth. They're all paid by the same person. They all are a part of the same organization, whether they are good or whether they are bad. And that's how the world stages, because a lot of people get fooled and think, you know, nah, that person's good, like he done this, he done that. Oh, he says the real stuff, or yeah, like I don't know, someone like maybe Kanye, like yeah, he says some real shit, man. He's good, man. He's blah blah blah, whatever. No, it's like WWE, and they have to provide the good and the bad, the good guys and the bad guys, but they both serve the same person or same group of people or same entity. So when you see some of these false good guys, you get fooled. Even see, I'm even going off tangent, but after this I'll go straight back into Stormzy. Even when you look at someone like Chunks, is a good example in the UK, and he's deemed to be a good guy and very religious and, you know, like a morally righteous guy, and he stopped doing music for religious reasons. All that sounds good, but they have to provide the good guys, and he is an example. He's a perfect example in the UK of someone they use that is also part of their organizations. So you see the picture of him, Actual Speed, and Lil Nas X, which is a form of a shaming ritual, and all three of them together. If he's so religious and he's so, you know, such a good guy, why the hell is he got Lil Nas X, who is a blatant devil worshipper, in his house? If he's such a good religious guy, people say, oh, for media publicity or whatever. Nope, because you stopped doing music, so and now you're with a guy who's got a video dancing on the devil. So where's your explanation there? You're contradicting yourself. And in that picture, all three of them are doing Masonic hand signs. So they show you who they are and what they represent. You just have to be able to understand the signs and symbols. That's why I always use the picture, which explains when the human race is able to understand the art of symbolism, a great veil will fall from the eyes of men. Because when you can understand symbolism, you will not be fooled by these guys, because they do tell you who they are. You just have to be able to see the symbols and signs that they're showing you. And that brings me right into Stormzy and some of his signs that he does to show you who he is. You got him as the cover of ID, covering his right eye, showing you the one eye symbolism. So he's blatantly showing you what side he's on and who he represents with the one eye symbolism. That's probably one of the main signs that they show, or probably one of the most obvious signs that people know of. This is a hand sign as well. You got him with the devil horns here. That's also one of their main hand signs. That is probably one of the more obvious ones, as you can see here in some of the Masonic hand gestures. Got the devil horns there. You got the finger pointing to the head. Sometimes it could be two fingers or one finger. That's also a Masonic hand sign as well. As you can see, it says here, the finger to the head like these indicate the elite's approval of the individual's intellect and fitness for office or promotion to the next level. So when you see the finger to the head, it's a sign of intellect in the person, or in other words, they are doing their role really well. And to be fair, he does his role really well because he fools a lot of people. So he does his role really well. A sign of intellect or promotion to the next level. You got the gun fingers to the head. As I explained in other videos, that's the killing of the consciousness. So he's killing the people's consciousness with the stuff he says, showing you there. You got the hand sign, the prayer sign. That is also one of their signs. Now, I want to make clear that these signs are not necessarily evil. They're not bad signs. So if you do it, it doesn't make you evil, because it's always about the intention behind the things you do. And I like to use the example of, it's an extreme example, but the example of killing someone. Now, killing someone is not a righteous act. However, if you've killed someone to defend your family, so if someone's coming to your house to try and kill your wife and your kids, and you've had to defend them by killing that person, that is not an unrighteous act. You've killed someone, but that's a righteous act because you're defending your family. But if you've gone on the street and just like randomly shot someone, that is now an unrighteous act. So it's always the intention behind the things you do. That's why in the ancient Kemetic scriptures, when the heart gets weighed on the scale, it is your intentions that they are judging as you go through your judgment. They are weighing your intentions. They are weighing what you did and why you did it, not just what you did. Because if you just judge someone on what they do, then you may be misled, or you may come to the wrong conclusion. Now, if you judge them on why they did it, you're more likely to come to a more truthful conclusion. So I say that to say, when you see these hand signs or someone doing these hand signs, it doesn't necessarily mean they are doing it for the wrong intentions. Now, in this situation, because Stormzy is a puppet, he's doing these hand signs because he's part of the people that control the Matrix. So the prayer signs is one of their signs that they use. Now, some people pray using the closed hand, palm to palm. That doesn't mean they're bad. But as I said, it's the intention. Because he serves the people he serves, he's doing it for their intentions and not so much the intentions that most people would associate this with. So yeah, I just wanted to clarify that. The two fingers pointing to the sky, which is like the Baphomet hand sign. The two fingers pointing to the sky generally is a Masonic hand sign, as you can see in the picture here on the right in the middle. And one of them he's put two fingers up, one of them he's putting one finger up. That's a Masonic hand sign. Then you got the Baphomet with the two fingers pointing to the sky. You got him putting his hand to his chest in his video, Mel Made Me Do It. That's also one of their hand signs. There's two of them. One is called the Devil's Claw, the Lion's Paw, the hand on the heart, and one is the hidden hand. You can see Will Smith doing it there, the hidden hand. So sometimes when they're doing that, it's the hidden hand, or it's the just hand on the heart. You can see some Freemasons here doing it, the hand on the heart. Then you got him and Jose Mourinho doing the finger to the lips, the veil of silence, which is also another reason why you won't hear them saying certain things, because they take a vow, they take a pledge to the societies they're part of, which they're not allowed to reveal to the public like you and I. So this is why they do the finger to the lips, the veil of silence, not revealing who they are and what they're part of. The Jew guard placing the forefinger to the lips tells one's companion to keep silent. In the video he was making to, I think it was Fire Babe, that's coming up on his latest album, the woman here has got an interesting symbol on her jumper, which looks very similar to the compass, the Masonic compass, which is one of their main symbols actually. That image on her jumper is very similar to that symbol, very similar. And they speak to us through symbols, so it's also another way of showing us who he's a part of with that symbol. Now, going into Stormzy's name. Now, you notice that A lot of his shows, a lot of his videos, he's always covered in rain. It's always raining. It's always like type of a thunder, rain type theme going on in a lot of his shows. And obviously his name's Stormzy, which is storm. So, you know, it's very fitting that he would have shows where it's raining or fake rain or whatever. Obviously his name being Storm. And he's always referenced to the lightning or the storm, thunder, whatever have you not. As you can see here, one of his shows, the caption says Stormzy summons thunder and lightning for the heaviest beat drop of the festival season. He summons thunder and lightning. Here in one of his posts, storms in a storm and the lightning and thunder strikes as soon as the beat drops. LOL, you can't make this shit up. You made it up. But anyways, he's very linked to thunder and lightning. And lightning, the lightning bolt, is one of the symbols that Freemasons like to use. The lightning bolt. You can see in this image here, you got the lightning bolt in the 5-star pentagram, which is one of their symbols because it represents Zeus. It's also funny that he had Usain Bolt in his video that he made 2 years after his last video, and you got Usain Bolt in the video. And obviously Usain Bolt has the name Bolt in his name, so that's also a reference to lightning and thunderbolt. You can see Usain Bolt here doing some of the hand signs as well that I've gone over. Got the ring with the compass, the Masonic compass there, showing you who he is. Even Bolt and Jose showing the same exact gematria, circled the 23, which I'll explain later. That's interesting. 2 iconic figures in this video that he has share the same gematria. Going back to the lightning bolt and Stormzy. Obviously we know Stormzy is a devoted Christian. He worships Jesus, and Jesus comes from Zeus, which ruled the planet Jupiter. You know his name's Storm. Zeus was the storm god. He represented thunder and lightning, and he had the lightning bolt as a symbol. And lightning also represents Lucifer, who was the angel of light. So when the Freemasons are referencing the lightning bolt, it's a direct reference to Lucifer. When you see Stormzy referenced along with lightning and thunder, he's actually referencing Lucifer. And you see that he's always linked to lightning bolt. So he has bolt in his video, and he's always referencing the storm, lightning. That's actually a reference to Lucifer, the lightning bolt. The symbol of Zeus is the thunderbolt. So the lightning bolt is reference to Lucifer. You can see here in the text, it says, the lightning bolt represents Lucifer, cast down from heaven. And as they put it, cast down from the evil god. Lucifer only wanted to free humans and give them the knowledge that they needed in order to reach their full potential as a god. When they speak of God, they speak of Lucifer. So when you see a lot of these celebrities talking about, yeah, I worship God and I'm a man of God and they're very religious, they're not talking about the God that you would think they're talking about in the religions that they're talking about. They're actually referencing Lucifer. When you see these guys talking about their God, they worship God, they're a man of God and whatever have you not, they're actually talking about Lucifer or Satan. So Stormzy, the storm god, the thunder and lightning god, he's actually referencing Lucifer. And that brings me to the gematria for some of the key terms associated with Stormzy. Now you got Lucifer that has 74, 38, 43 and 115. All of these numbers are associated with death. And Stormzy has a lot of associations with death and fake death. But we're going to go into it gradually. And if you've watched my videos, I've spoken about the 38, the 43 in particular, because 38 is a number they like to use for death, and 43 as well for death or fake death. 47 as well, and 115. As you can see, murder, death, killing, and fake death. 34, you can see the 34, 43, 83, 38, which is 83 reversed. 34 again there, and fake death, 47, 74. So you see these numbers. Lucifer and killing has the exact same gematria. So a lot of these celebrities tend to have a lot of fake deaths, or a lot of people around them tend to die. You see a lot of these guys sacrificing this person and that person. A lot of them have people around them dying, siblings, parents, because this is part of their pledge. They have to go through sacrifices. And they themselves go through fake deaths. His song Mel Made Me Do It had the hashtag MMMDI, which is just the abbreviation for Mel Made Me Do It. And MMDI has 25, which is a death number, 83, which I've showed as a death number, and 52, 25 reversed. I Will Die, which we'll go into because he says that in his lyrics, has 83, 47, and 52, which is 25 reversed. and 302s, because he sold out 302s, has 38 twice in its gematria. So he's associated with death a lot, and we're going to keep going and show more. Between his last music video that he dropped and his first one after 2 years, which was Mo Made Me Do It, with 702 days, which in gematria you drop the 0 and would be 772, which is in the gematria for Jesuit Order, which is who he's a part of. And it was 23 months ago, and obviously 23 is associated with 83 because 83 is the 23rd prime number. So that's interesting. And then even when you look at stuff like his date of birth, has 2 shared ciphers with Jesuit Order. So his date of birth is scripted, got the 144 and 72. His name, Michael Owuo Jr., shares 2 ciphers with Jesuit Order as well. One of his names, he goes by Murky, shares the same cipher as Jesuit Order as well, 72 or 27 reversed. The date his album comes out, This Is What I Mean, 25th of November, shares 2 ciphers with Society of Jesus, which is Jesuit Order. 25th of November 2022 shares 2 ciphers with Jesuit Order. Mel Made Me Do It, which is the song he made after 2 years, just 702 days, shares 2 ciphers with Society of Jesus. And August 18th, which is Tour, This Is What We Mean Day, in August 18th 2023, shares 2 ciphers with Jesuit Order as well. So even their dates are scripted. Then you got his name, Michael, 33, Number of Deception. One of his names, Storms, 33. Owuo Jr., 33. Top Bins, because he likes to use the word top bins a lot, 33. 25th, his album's coming out on the 25th, 33. His name even shares the same ciphers with 25th as well, which is the date his album comes out. His date of birth, 26th of the 7th, equals 33. The date between his last birthday and his album that's coming out on the 25th of November is 3 months and 30 days, which is 33. You'll drop the 0. So let's go on to how he's associated with death quite a lot. And after doing the research and seeing these things, made me think that maybe he might fake his death soon, or at some point, or someone around him close may die, that's important, or maybe another rapper, a big rapper in the UK, may die soon. There was a lot of associations with him and death, so we have to look out for anything that happens in the near future. So as you can see, murder, death, killing, fake death, the numbers there as we've gone over, the numbers they like to use. So you got Grime with 52, 25 reverse, 34 and 83. UK rapper has 43 and 47, which is for fake death, and rapper has 38, 34 and 74, 47 for fake death and death. So this is why a lot of rappers, whether in the UK or in America, die or have early deaths, fake deaths, because what they are share the same gematria as death, killing, murder. So that's why a lot of these rappers die early, prematurely, and have these horrendous deaths. When people are wondering, like, how come all these rappers keep dying so early, and we need to protect black culture and protect this and protect that. Like, most of them are scripted, so there's nothing really to protect, really. So yeah, these guys tend to die early. There's numerous reasons as well. Sometimes they are worth more dead than alive. You know, if you look at the sales of rappers that have died, you know, that they've actually made more money off them when they're dead. More people tune into them when they're dead than when they're actually alive. So they're actually worth more dead. So they will, you know, fake their death and keep all their masters to the people that control them so they can make more money off them. The time between his album coming out and his next birthday is 34 weeks away, which I've showed is a number for murder, killing and fake death. He's signed by Adidas, in which he actually recently teamed up with them to create a football team, if I'm not wrong, Murky FC. And Adidas shares 2 of the same ciphers with death, 38. Like that number a lot, and 20. Adidas also has 43 in its gematria, one of the death numbers as well. One of his other names, Stiff Chocolate, has the same cipher as Fake Death, 4774 reversed. This Is What We Mean Day, his tour that's coming out next year in August, has the gematria cipher 83. Again, one of the numbers they like to use. His other name, Big Mike, has 38 and 43. Which is a death number. Hill, which we'll go on to because he says I will die on this hill, has 23, and obviously 23. 83 is the 23rd prime number. Even when he did his GQ photo shoot, they called him the King, Stormzy, the King. And the King has 74, 38 and 34, which are all death numbers and fake death numbers. He even wears the crown in his last album, Heavy is the Head. He likes to refer himself as the King. His album that's coming out on the 25th of November is coming out in the 47th week of the year, which is the number for fake death. The time frame between his album that's coming out and his tour, that This Is What We Mean Day, is exactly 38 weeks. Again, a death number. And that tour is on the 18th and Die has 18 and 3 of its ciphers. His album's coming out on the 25th of November. 25 is a death number. And his tour date, 18th of August 2023. As you saw, 18 is number for Die. It's coming out on the 230th day of the year, and 23, you knock off the 0, is associated with the number 83, because 83 is the 23rd prime number. Then it's on week 33, the number of deception. And on that date, there's 135 days left of the year, and 135 is actually one of the numbers for Jesuit order, or 153, so the numbers reversed. So that is a very, very specific date that they used for his tour, which is interesting. And then in one of his videos on his Instagram, his mum describes him as a miracle because she was on the pill before she had him, which is interesting. So I'll show you the video here.
Was he always a bit special?
Yes, it was a miracle. I got pregnant with him. I was on the pill.
Wow.
Miracle shares the exact same gematria as Fake Death. So he's a miracle child. His mom describes him as a miracle, and Miracle shares the exact same gematria as Fake Death. So he may fake his death at some stage soon. I wouldn't be surprised if it was soon, because obviously his album coming out, all the sales and everything. They like to do these fake deaths or scripted deaths shortly after they release an album or a hit single, or they're in the media for something that like major. And the same thing that happened with Takeoff. Shortly after his album came out, he died. So their album's probably doing loads of numbers right now. So I wouldn't be surprised if it happens soon. If not, maybe someone around him or another big UK rapper. But we'll just have to wait and see. Stormzy shares 2 of his ciphers with Killed, 53, 35 reversed, and 37. So I've showed a lot of like links between him and Death. In his video, Mel Made Me Do It, which was his first video in 2 years, says in some of his bars, word to Lauryn Hill, I will die on this hill. That's why I showed Hill and I will die, the gematria for those words. He says, I guess I'm just a brother that they're dying to kill. He's kind of telling us what's going on or what's about to happen. They like to use double speak or double entendre, because obviously when people listen, they're thinking they're talking about his enemies or people that don't like him. That's the, I guess, exoteric meaning, but the esoteric meaning is obviously this, what I'm showing. He makes a few references to the goat. If you watch my video on Cadet, when I was talking about Crypt, they like to utilize the goat, because the goat is one of their symbols, the Baphomet, and I was the goat. They didn't listen. I've been the goat for so long. So he makes references to the goat as well, being the goat. Even his ex-partner, Maya Gemma, who's closely linked with him, and she have ciphers that is linked to Death and Fake Death as well. And she's been coming up in the media of recent a lot associated with him. The main reason for that, one of the main reasons, is it brings more attention to Stormzy before his album. I don't know if you've noticed, but when a lot of artists are on the verge of releasing an album, they try to get as much media publicity as possible. So if that means scripting events, which they do anyway, then they will do that. It's funny because I remember Kanye West and Drake's album that came out similar times. Kanye West's album Donda and Drake's album, I think it was Certified Lover Boy, came out similar times. And before their albums, they had this alleged beef with each other, and everyone was talking about, yeah, Kanye versus Drake and whose album's gonna be better. And then like, it wasn't even long after their albums were released, the beef got squashed and they were friends again. That's so ironic that he had all this beef before their album, and then their albums get released and now they're just friends now. So it was just like, I don't know who these guys are funny, but they will do anything to get media attention. And a lot of these social media outlets are part of these guys as well, and are owned by the people that control the Matrix, so they are in on it too. So they will perpetrate whatever it is that's needed to get these celebrities the attention they need prior to their album releases. So you see like outlets like the Shea Bar talking about Stormzy and Maya Gemma seen hugging at Kendrick Lamar concert and talking about their relationship, and everyone, you know, speaking about them. It just gets more attention to Stormzy upon his album release, and it's all just fake and scripted. You see Maya Gemma here, the devil horns. You can see she's got the 2 fingers pointing up, which is the Baphomet sign, and wearing the McDonald's outfit, who, by the way, so human fetuses within their meat. So anyone who's going to buy their beloved cheeseburger, just know that you're probably eating human fetus. So good luck to you. You can see her doing the one eye closed, one eye of the peace sign, which is also one of their signs that they like to use. Stormzy and Maya Gemma are seen hugging at Kendrick Lamar concert, and concert has the reduction 33 and 111, which is free. So that's interesting. Concert, so deception, and then social media again, shutting down claims of her dating former boyfriend Stormzy. Yeah, it's all scripted. Like, in all honesty, it's all scripted. Like, just fake news, trying to get as much attention as possible upon his album release to increase sales. Maya Gemma shares 2 ciphers with Def as well. Maya is 23, which I've explained what that means. Gemma is 83, so her name has ciphers that's linked to Def as well, and she's been heavily linked to Stormzy of late. So that's really interesting. I find that interesting. I want to end on this picture by Albert Pike, who was a 33rd degree Mason. He was a well-known Mason, and he says in his quote, "Whenever the people need a hero, we shall supply him." So that just goes to back my point on when I was referencing the WWE. A lot of people will see, I guess, the so-called bad guys in the media, the blatant devil worshippers, and think that it's only them that are part of these guys, and then they see the good guys and think that no, they're one of us, and you know, they're on our side. Nope, they have people playing both sides, and they understand how human psychology works, so they know they have to put guys on both sides. Keeps us more entertained, keeps us more interested, keeps us believing, keeps our attention, keeps our energy. So they provide people for both sides, heroes and the villains. And some of these so-called heroes that you may think is on our side is not on our side. They're just playing their role as a hero. So I like to leave it on this quote here, and that's the end of my Stormzy breakdown. I would just like to also say as well that between now and his album coming out, or between now and his tour next year, there may be more things that we see as evidence, but if there is, then I'll just make like a part 2 video. But yeah, that's it for now. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and peace, man.
My mom ain't here. My mama was sacrificed.
Me too.
You understand?
Yeah, I'm appreciate
Michael Jordan, what about him? His daddy, right? Bill Cosby, his son, right? Dr. Dre, his son. You know, out in Hollywood, a lot of people come up missing. Feels like it might be a lot of that in order to control, traumatize. They want to monetize and traumatize.
I always tell the truth, even when I lie. So say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again, let me tell you. You need people like me.